Here we have the fine category, 20.6 micron to 24.5 micron. In first place, number 80. This is 30 months of age. As this alpaca is maturing, still maintaining excellent softness within the fleece, organizing within the structure from the skin out to the end of the staple, good length, consistent across the fleece, and growing rate to the fleece. Very commercial fleece here, carries through with all these positive attributes of the consistency, evenness, along with that uniformity and length combined. Coming to our second place, number 68. 68 being 28 months of age. A brilliant bright fleece, lots of solidity to the staple. You can see within the staple, good organization of the fibers. Across the fleece, showing good uniformity overall, and also a very good cutting weight, well presented. As we move to the third place, number 95, really pleasing to see this 70-month-old alpaca across the fleece, maintaining this style and type within the structure of the staple, very good solidity, and the overall consistency within that structure being really recognized. Within the staple, just seeing a little bit more variation, slightly broader in some of those primary fibers carrying throughout, but still maintaining excellent brightness within the fleece, solidity, and a heavy cutting weight as well. Moving down to the fourth place in this class, number 90. Number 90, a shorter stapling fleece and not carrying quite as much structure within the staple, and you can see a lot more dirt getting into the staple for those reasons. Across this fleece on number 90, we're seeing a little more evidence of broader fibers, a little less uniformity, and the length being a factor here. Would just like to have seen greater length for the growing period. Here we have two entries in the light fawn fine category, 20.6 to 24.5 micron. In the first position, we have number 91 at 58 months of age. This fleece still maintaining good structure within the staple. Across the fleece, you're seeing a good growth rate overall for the age of the alpaca, a little bit shorter by comparison to some others, but still across the fleece, the overall consistency. Within this fleece, we are seeing a little more variation in the skirtings. These certainly could be removed to offer greater consistency because they're a lot broader in diameter. This fleece having moderate weight overall. Moving to the second place fleece, number 82, 44 months of age. This fleece showed a lot of variation, partly due to the skirting. As you laid this fleece out, there were lots of irregular areas, shorter fibers carrying through, and you can see the broader fibers and primary fibers here throughout this fleece. Within the fleece, not carrying quite within the solidity of the staple, so a very aerated fleece as opposed to a solid staple and highly aligned fibers. Medium dark fawn fine category, 20.6 micron to 24.5. In first position, number 71 at 22 months of age. As you view this fleece, we're seeing an overall softness within the staple, some white light fibers running through the staple, so would like to see a little bit more color consistency. Overall, a good length to the staple, within the staple showing a good degree of evenness, just as we move out to the extremities, changing a little bit in color and in the overall consistency. Moving on into the second place, number 60. Number 60 at 12 months of age. This fleece carried good solidity to the staple, You can see from the skin out to the tips, these are the clear tips of the fleece. They're just a little bit lighter. This is taken into account when we're measuring them. You can see on the card we've removed the clear tips to get an actual growth rate. When I viewed this fleece, we've got a little variation in color within the staple, close to the skin, a very bright, a lovely healthy fleece. But as this fleece was laid out on the table, there was a lot of edging and skirtings that needed to be removed to give greater consistency. Into the third position, number 92, at 50 months of age, so a mature alpaca here. This fleece, finding it to be a little dry to the hand. As you put your hands on this fleece, that dryness carries across. Within the staple, more variation, so we'd like to have seen a greater degree of consistency. Looking at the average growth per day, a little bit on the shorter side, and you can see that within the fleece, but still very usable commercial fleece. Here we have two entries in the Roan fine category, 20.6 to 20.4 micron. In first place, number 75, you can see this alpaca at 29 months of age, carrying through with an excellent length to the staple, maintaining that length evenness across the fleece, along with the daily average growth, really carried through to a good weight overall within this fleece. Across the fleece at this age, maintaining a good handle, also carrying through with that consistency within the staple. Looking through the fleece, you can see these white fibers throughout each staple in this category here, Roan. Moving to the second place, we had alpaca number 93, 56 months of age. So it's great to see these older alpacas in the show. Also, as you view this alpaca, carrying a really nice consistent staple as the alpaca is maturing. A little bit broader and variation between the fibers, but still maintaining a good handle, especially as the alpaca is maturing. We have a single entry in the fine category, 20.6 micron to 24.5 micron in the grey. Fleece number 51 at 10 months of age was presented well as you view the fleece, showing good structure within the staple across the fleece, carrying that through well. However, within the staple at such a young age, seeing a little more variance between the dark fibers and the light fibers, and that carries across to the handle, just not quite as soft. Within this fleece though, we carry a very good length to the staple and certainly is going to spin up into a beautiful heathered yarn. Here we have a single entry in the fine category, 20.6 to 24.5 micron in a black. Number 77, 23 months of age. This fleece carried through with a shorter length to the staple. Would like to have seen a little bit more length for that growing period. Across the fleece, when this was laid out, a little more variation within the staple. You can see a degree of brightness, but would like to have seen more evenness and less short fibers and a little more skirting to give us more consistency with what was presented. Congratulations to the champion and reserve champion in the fine category. 20.6 micron to 24.5 micron. Our champion, number 80, 30 months of age, Glenhope Alpacas, Glenhope Minder. And our reserve champion, number 68, from Dandura Alpacas with Dandura Tiro. Two really beautiful fleeces, commercial fleeces showing the uniformity, great length to the staple as well, yet still maintaining that softness of hand when we're looking at fleeces for producing garments and really utilizing the alpaca. It's great to see such quality.